I'm feeling cute today. But really, this is such a comfy outfit. I want to wear these pants all the time. They're like polo pajama pants I just stole from Finley. He's in Colorado right now, by the way. Also, hello, welcome to the vlog. Yeah, he's at like a mycology festival, like a study of mushrooms festival. Probably like 2 out of the 180,000 on this channel I feel like maybe are into mycology. But anyways, he's staying at like a family friend's house for the weekend with POSTMATES, who is like one of the biggest names in mycology. I just think that's so fucking cool, and I'm so excited for him to just like have that connection and like meet him. Anyways, yeah, this morning I drove Finley to the airport at 3 a.m. and I went to bed at around midnight, and we had to wake up at 3, so I really didn't get that much sleep. And also in between that window, you guys, speaking of windows, you guys are sitting in my windowsill right now, and we sleep with these windows open because we don't have AC, and then we just have a bunch of fans on and stuff. And Finley had already fallen asleep, and then I woke up because I heard something like a ee, and I was like, oh no, what the fuck? And we've had bats fly into our room before, and I just knew it. I knew the sound, and I didn't want to wake Finley up because I knew that he only had like a couple of hours to sleep. But I just hit him and I was like, dude, will you turn on the light? Like, I think there's a bat in our room. We turned on the light. There was 2, bitch. I freaked out. Oh my God. Well, I didn't freak out, but we just put like blankets over our heads because they were literally swooping over the bed over here, just like chasing each other around the room, like refusing to fly out this freaking window. And yeah, it was probably like over 30 minutes before both of them were actually gone. And yeah, we lost a little bit of sleep from that, but came home, probably I got home by like 4:45ish, and I literally slept until like 12. So your girl is rested right now. But I just wanted to have kind of like a sit down chat with you guys just about a lot of things. I literally put the shit in my notes because I just wanted to address it. And normally, okay, so I'm gonna be talking about like some generally just like rude comments I got on my last vlog that I uploaded. And I kind of knew that there would at least be like, you know, differing opinions in the comment section because I asked for the differing opinions. The vlog, if you haven't seen it, was basically just us like going, well, not the whole vlog, but a section of it was us going into the city of Seattle with our friends for a little bit, and just, we both got very overwhelmed. And like, we just know that about ourselves. Like, we were getting very overwhelmed in LA, so we left LA, you know what I mean? And I don't think that it's wrong to know what you like and stay in that area of comfort, because yes, it's cool to like push your boundaries sometimes and whatever, and like do that whole thing. But it's really easy to say that, especially if you don't suffer from anxiety or depression. And I don't really generally suffer from those things. I definitely get anxious feeling, but I feel like that's different than anxiety disorder. People who struggle with anxiety disorder, severe anxiety attacks, I can't relate, you know? So it's like, I definitely know what an anxious feeling is in my belly, and I'm like, ooh, this doesn't feel good, but I'm not gonna say, you know, I define as having anxiety disorder. But my partner Finley does. And I have a whole video on my main channel where we talk about this together, and I also talk about it separate from him, but just like loving someone with depression and how to properly show up for them. And he gave a lot of helpful tips that at least help us. And I just want to say, man, like when he's in those negative headspaces and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be okay, like it's just a city, you know, he's like, he can't see it, like he can't understand. It's like, he broke it down by, I'm like a toddler, I will be throwing a fit like I'm a child, and rarely anything that somebody says actually helps. And it's kind of just like me either breaking off from him and going to do my own thing and helping him, like, you know, find his own way on his own. That's like the main thing that helps him. This is a completely different tangent, but I got some comments being like, oh, you just like fall into negative headspaces with Finley and like encourage that side of him or something like that. And let me just say too, like, I knew by putting my relationship online that people would just have a lot to say, just generally about every area our relationship because we are on the internet and like people will just voice their opinions, but it's the voicing of the opinions that are lies that I feel like I need to say something about. Like, I don't like to read a literal lie about myself and be like, that's just not true. And like, if I leave this comment up, a bunch of people are gonna go into this in-depth analysis of my life, and like, it's just a lie. So I'm just here to talk about the fucking lies, man. But what was I saying? Oh, just there was some comment basically being like, there's one side where I see that you guys encourage like each other's goofiness and silliness and all that kind of stuff. But then there's another where I feel like you will get into, or he will get into a negative headspace, and then you'll just like encourage it for each other. And honestly, if we're speaking from that situation of that day when we were both very overwhelmed in the city, it wasn't just him. It was just really hard to meet up with our friends in the like most tourist trap area of Seattle, and we just like met up with them at a restaurant instead and kind of just like explained that we were really overwhelmed trying to meet them. It was one of those things where like I'm putting a pin and being like, hey, meet me here, and then they don't come, and then they send me a pin of where they are, and it was just like miscommunication almost. It was like, that's what that whole day was a day of miscommunication. And I actually got really overwhelmed and just like broke down crying at one point because I just felt like such like a fucking idiot just for, I don't know, that's a whole different spiel, and I definitely didn't film that portion of the day. But that part of the city, like, you guys weren't there, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you saw a vlog of us talking about how we don't do well in cities now, and yeah, maybe like living out in the country and then going into that, it definitely is like a strong comparison of or I guess contrast between the two. But not all of the comments on that video were, you know, rude or anything. It's just like a good portion of them were. So shout out to you guys who just like shared your opinion and were like, I know that not everybody is this way. I think like also I get a little bit of this from my mom because I tweeted about that. I was like, does anybody else just like get really generally overwhelmed in cities? Like, I think living in one, like the beast that is Los Angeles, kind of just like fucked me up in that way. And my mom replied, oh, me too. I had a full-on panic attack in San Francisco. The more time in true wilderness and nature, the less tolerant we become to the artificial living that happens in cities. And I think she just put that so well. Like, I'm very comfortable where I am, and I love to be surrounded by the things that I am, and I don't think that it's wrong to like go into a city and be like, wow, this is very different, I'm not comfortable here. You know what I mean? So that's basically what I was trying to come across. I wasn't trying to like bash anybody who lives in a city, and I expressed that in a bit of that, you know, rant that we were going on. But yeah, I meant no offense, man. But anyways, I definitely put a couple of other things into my notes tab just to address and just be like, that's not real or true. I saw a couple of comments being like, I feel like Meghan was forced into moving out into the country. Like, she was never this way in LA. Like, she lived there fully fine on her own, and like, I bet Finley like forced her to move out to the country. I also saw another comment that was like, blink twice if you're being held hostage. Like, just absurd scenarios, basically insinuating like that I was convinced to move out to Oregon with the love of my damn life by like force. No. This is just like such a funny thing for me to read and be like, what are you seeing, you know? Because that is just like, people will take and see what you put out and interpret it 500 different ways, or 100,000 different ways, honestly. And I get that people maybe see my relationship differently than I do, but that's because like you are in it. You're not in my life, you know? And I feel like with comments and stuff like that, you have so many people watching you and they feel like friends, you know? Like, you guys do feel like friends, you guys do feel like my family, and you see like, you know, sometimes 30-minute vlogs of my life, but that 30-minute vlog was 30 minutes of 3 days of time, you know? It's like, you think that you're there, but you weren't there. And I think that people also on YouTube will like, you know, see you as a friend, but also say things that they would not say to their friends. Like, I got just some weird comments on that video. But yeah, I just want to generally clear up, like, I was not forced to move out to the country. I love Oregon, and after living in LA for what, like 3.5, almost 4 years, I was just over it, dude. And we have been taking so many road trips, and like, if you guys have been avid watchers of my vlogs, you saw that process. You saw us going up like multiple times in winter of last year to like figure out a nice place to live. And like, we're so grateful to be in the place that we are. So no, I wasn't forced to move out here. I also saw something else basically being like, you didn't even go out with Lindsay when you were in Boise. Like, that's so rude, or like, you're just turning down experiences or whatever. Like, what? I did the vlog after I came back from going out with Lindsay in Boise. You know what I mean? Like, I was there. I went to every bar, and they came home like 15 minutes later than me. And I just told them, I was like, I don't want to buy another like $5 drink here. Like, I'm just gonna go home and chill, and you guys can come back whenever. And they came back like right after that. And I just did a quick little blurb of discussion to my camera being like, you know, that's not my scene. And I know that that's not my scene. But that being said, I also like, we still go out. We just don't go to like bar hop, you know, how that's like a culture of like going out to the bars or whatever. I still go out and drink like socially, kind of, you know, like we go out to breweries and cider houses and tap rooms. And there's so many cool little like hole-in-the-wall places here in Oregon that we're still, you know, finding and figuring out. And we also go like twice a month to this open mic in Portland, and all of the people there are just so nice. And that's where I like, that's a bar that I like, you know. I like to go there and drink socially and see all of the folks who perform and who I've known for the past like only 2 months, but they're really nice to me. They're like family now. So when I saw that comment, I was like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, I tried it out, and the only reason I didn't want to go out in general in the first place, like to the bars, was because I was on my period and had violent cramps. And then I was just like, you know what, it's my last night in Boise, I'm gonna go and do the thing. And I did the thing, and I was just like, yeah, I don't really enjoy doing that, but if I'm with some good people and some good company, why not? So I did indeed do that. I don't know, I feel like this is just turning into a chat of me just like addressing comments via video rather than me replying back to them. But that was pretty much like generally all I wanted to say. I always get into this mind state when I see like a negative comment where I'm like, if I reply back to this, like I just open up the window of discussion and fighting like in my comment section, and I generally just like to keep it like a pretty nice place. I don't really want to get into the petty back and forth, so like I can just release this or upload this, and whoever left the comments, I assume that you're gonna watch this. I don't really know. I don't know, man, that shit just gets kind of exhausting to deal with, so I wanted to deal with it in this way, I suppose. And I feel like this is the only video I've ever really made like this, and it probably will only be this video that I'll ever make like this. Oh, I also wanted to say this. Somebody was saying that like my videos lately have like a dark undertone or something like that, and I don't completely understand like where that comment came from, because I feel like a lot of the content I've been putting out lately, I'll just have like a random vent sesh in it, and that's like real, you know, like that is my real life, dude. And being like a positive person online, I feel like this is my downfall of like when I have anything other than like a positive thought, people are like, oh my god, what's wrong with her? And it's like, a bitch is just sad sometimes, or a bitch is mad, you know? Like, I can have these other feelings and they're valid. Like, and also, that being said, being positive all the time is just not real life. And I know that you can like have a positive outlook on things and like, you know, look at things in that scope, and like, yeah, that's great and that's wonderful. But sometimes stuff is just like not easy to look at like that. It's like sometimes stuff is just bad, and it's definitely all about how you deal with it and stuff. So in the scenario that we were in, taking like Seattle for example, just like not really being comfortable in the city, we were just like, well, let's just like go to a park, you know? So we went to a park outside of Seattle, and it was awesome. We were so happy that we did that. And so it really just depends on the person, you know? It's like, you're gonna deal with things however you generally deal with things, and just like do what feels comfortable for you, you know? I'm not gonna go and like force myself to be in a headspace or an environment that I know that I just don't like. And I got so many comments being like, yeah, as your friend, I would have, you know, preferred to know I don't really enjoy cities, like let's maybe meet up afterwards, you know? And I feel like to be on the other side of that, like if I knew that my friends didn't really enjoy going into big cities or whatever, like I would have liked to know that too. So now we know that for next time. It's like you just keep learning and growing and all these things. But yeah, that's probably one of like the biggest lessons that I learned within the past, I don't know, like 3 years or something, is like having a positive mind state is like wonderful and great, and like it really helps you look at things in a different light. But that doesn't mean that you don't have bad feelings. It doesn't just like counteract all of that out of your life. Quick story, I was at like a little bar hangout in LA one time, and I was just in a back room with a couple of friends, and a lot of them were mutual friends that I had with Maud's son, and I think one of the guys like maybe didn't know him that well, and Maud had come through like earlier that night or whatever, and one of them was like, oh yeah, Maud is so great, like he's just so happy all the time, blah blah blah, like I can't imagine like what it would be like to be that way. And one of his good friends was just like, yes, he's happy a lot of the time and like is showing that to people, but the dude has bad days too. Like, I think that a lot of people forget that when people are showing themselves as a positive individual. It's like you forget that they have other feelings. And when I heard that, I was like, we're heard. But yeah, I was just like really happy that his friend just voiced that second opinion, because it just needed to be said. You know, sometimes just people need to be reminded. So this has turned into like a 20-minute clip of me just reminding you guys that I'm just a human, and like, you know, just learning and growing. But this all being said too, like I'm really happy here, and that's genuine. And I know that I can't please everyone. Like, you watched me in LA, and because my life is a little different now, you're like, oh, there has to be something wrong. You know, it's like, there just isn't. Like, I'm just living. I'm super content. I just like love being able to garden and play with my pigs and just like be in contact with pretty much like my neighbors around, who are all so sweet to me. It's not like a lot of people were being like, oh, you're so isolated, it's crazy. And like, I see my neighbors basically every day, and like I talk to people basically every day. And aside from that, like I call my friends, I have interactions that way, I nanny for a family, like I see people, you know? And having like a large friend group is something that takes time, some sweet mother flipping time, that I'm willing to just wait for the right people to come into my life. But at the same time, I'm also trying to prioritize hanging out with people, even separately from Finley and stuff like that too. So we all start, or so we both start to, you know, form our own friend groups and all that baloney. So while I'm like, I know that finding friends takes time, I'm also like, oh, but to find friends, I need to hang out with people and make plans. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing a little bit of this weekend. Also, I just have like a pretty significant amount of work to get done while Finley's out of town, and then I go to meet him in Virginia for his sister's wedding on Monday, and I'm so excited. I haven't been to a wedding in like multiple years, probably like 5 years. But yeah, I just have a lot to get done in the meantime, just cleaning, household, gardening things, and also just like work stuff. My buffer video is due, so I'm working on that. I have it all like prepared, but I just need to get that shot, boy, and then send it in. So that's what I'm gonna be doing over the next few days, and any of the free time I have, I'll probably just be trying to hang out with some peeps or just enjoy some sweet alone time. Who really knows? Whatever feels right for me, I'll be doing that. But I just wanted to put this vlog up, you know, just have a quick chatteroony with you guys, and I guess just put down some of the weird rumors that have started in my comments that are just not true. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna continue this vlog into today. I might just like edit this and just put it up as its own little blurb vlog, and maybe I'll just film something over these next few days too here, like just like a follow Meg around day. And Larry, my little Larrington, is here too with me. But if I for some reason don't end up doing that, then I'm just gonna bring my camera with me to Virginia. We're gonna be there for a week, and yeah, I'm just excited to go and like explore Finley's hometown. I've only ever been there once, so it'll be nice to go back and see the fam and just have a great time. Love will be in the air with the wedding coming up next weekend. And yeah, I'm just so damn excited to have a little vacation too. I'm blabbering, as you can see. But I hope you guys enjoyed this chat. Also, with all of like the baloney that I said, thank you, all of you who have always just left positive comments or always just watched my vids. You know that I love you. You know I always love that sweet motherfucking family we've made on here. And I don't want you guys to watch this and be like, wait, but I said something nice, you know, and I'm not just spreading lies about you in the comments. Yeah, I get that. We had so many good positive comments and I love that. I love that about you guys. So thank you for that. And in the meantime, stay smiling. Sorry for the weird chat, but like felt like it needed to be said. Bye guys.
Used to wanna be a superhero, flying around with a cape, catching bad guys. Now my head underwater, but I ain't in the shower and I ain't getting baptized. To the good and the bad times.